Collective, your go-to song is Father Figure by Taylor Swift. Let's dive into it. I got this tune on the 15th of October, but September is also relevant as well as January. So we're going to just shuffle some cards. Sagittarius could be relevant in terms of the sign as well as 2025, okay? 15th January, why is it relevant for collective? So somebody went through it, or you guys could have gone through it. 15th January this year. Yeah, pretty much. January was kind of tough for you or this person, okay? You never saw the light of day. This could have been when things ended between you guys. Somebody was definitely immature. There was a lot of fights, a lot of arguments, a lot of back and forth, okay? It could have been verbal in terms of like abuse. It's also relevant. Let's continue. 15th of September. 15th of September, somebody was on their manipulative shit, calculating shit, snake behavior, temptation shit, okay? Example, had a fallout in January, they tried again to reconnect in September on some bullshit, okay? So, the number 15 is very, very relevant. I also got the name Kaler as well. So before we go into that, let's do Sagittarius first. Any placement. This person here, they were waiting for you, but maybe they're not. Or maybe you were waiting. If you're feminine here, you were waiting for them and you're not. But I kind of feel like you're still curious about them. So this is why they're coming back in again. If they're feminine, same thing. They were waiting for you, but not. But I feel like they kind of are curious. So that's why there's still an opening between you guys. So like, even if things were chaotic, September, January, the entire year, there is still some sort of pull. Still some sort of thread between you and this person. Okay? 29 could be relevant. Age, timeline. So, Kaler. Ooh. In terms of Kaler, I feel like she either want to have the good life with you, or you want to have the good life with them. But they also feel like it's like impossible. Okay? If you're Kaler, your advice card. You're about to manifest what you desire. So whatever you want, you will have. Whatever you're thinking of, you will receive. Whatever you put out, you're going to get back. Okay? If you're watching for Kaler, your advice card. It's never too late to start again. I believe in you. So if you're watching for her, you'll be able to reconnect to start over again. Okay? So for the rest of everyone else, I will say this, that I don't even know what the song is about, because it's not even like a favorite of mine. So I don't even know much about this song. Not that I'm picking the songs, they come to me based on clairaudiency, okay? If you know, you know. When I found you, you were young, wayward, lost in the cold. Put up to you in the jag, turned your rags into gold. The winding road leads to the château. Remind me of a younger me. So this is somebody that took you under their wing. They could be an age difference. There's definitely a maturity difference. I'm getting the energy of like you probably worked together with this person when you were innocent. And now after dealing with them, you're not so innocent, or this is how they feel in relation to you. I do feel like it's a power dynamic between you and this person, collective. There was love, but there's also a sense of like control. Okay? The energy between you guys is very much like control, dominance is very relevant, okay? But I'm also getting the energy of like the student becomes the teacher, okay? So yeah, is there love between you guys? Sure. Is there a lot of power plays? Yes. Okay. I feel like your person taught you everything you know, or vice versa, and now somebody is like, game over. Okay. That's the energy I'm feeling from this song. Okay. I feel like it's kind of like somebody did game over. Okay. But why is this song relevant based on the cards? Okay. I mean, we could go in and dissect what the artist says about her own songs. I just don't feel like it. I don't know what. I have done other readings before. It's not a tiredness, but I do feel a bit of like restlessness. Like somebody feels restless, hopeless, like life is kind of meaningless. I don't know if it's because somebody's ego got hurt. Okay, the person that feels like, hold up. So I just got a phone call, and I feel like you might also get a phone call, collective, I'm gonna be honest. So there's that. You got a phone call, message, etc. Okay. So there is that. I feel like somebody really wants to show you a different side of them. I just don't know if you can trust them, because if I'm gonna be quite honest, collective, like they said, 15 September, whatever happened in January, September, the dynamic between you guys, there was love between you guys, but there is also like a power dynamic. Somebody likes control. Somebody likes being in control. Somebody's ego is fucking too big. Okay. And you said checkmate. Okay. Maybe the age difference, the immaturity difference is different now, right? If they taught you everything you knew or what you learned from the experience, they shouldn't be in their feelings. But I don't know, somebody is. Or this person is. You or them. Somebody is. You know, let's read what Taylor says when it comes to this song. Maybe, I don't know. So, father figure, Taylor Swift. According to Google, a song about power dynamics primarily seen through the lens of her career and dispute over her master recordings. The lyrics are written from a different perspective, initially from a man acting as a father figure who is ultimately revealed to be a manipulative executive, and later from the female artist's point of view as she reclaims power and surpasses him. The song uses mafia metaphors to describe the industry's power struggles, suggesting a sense of betrayal and a final decision victory. Finally, decisive victory by the artist. Okay, so like I'm not too far. Okay, we just made it a music channeling for soulmate based. Okay, so yeah, I'm not too far away from this. Okay. You know, I talked about power. I talked about, you know, you becoming the teacher, the student becoming the teacher. So, yeah, well, I guess we don't have to add anything. Well, but I don't think I mentioned it, but betrayal, a lot of betrayal, okay, as well. So we're gonna go with my version. I read the Tyler's version, so whatever makes sense, collective. Like I said, I don't feel like you should be open to this person again because they just want to benefit their ego, if I'm gonna be honest here. So we're gonna, this, it's not really shuffling, but this card was in one of my baskets here. So yeah, it's a karmic relationship. Your advice for dealing with them again, because they want to be dealing with you again because of their ego. Okay, we got this one in reverse. So I don't feel like you should deal with them. When this card is upright, is you overcoming obstacles. It was in reverse. Don't deal with them again. You don't have to, especially if you now become the teacher. You don't have to deal with them. Don't deal with them again. So title-wise, a karmic person, their ego got hurt because now the student has become the teacher. There we go. That's the emphasis of this message, okay? Sometimes, you know, it gets real. Sometimes it gets karmic, and sometimes it gets quite loving. This is one of those karmic readings where it's like, it's not worth it, you know? This karmic person just want to stroke their ego. It's not worth it, okay? So let's do this. First, middle, last initials, okay? Something about your accent has also changed, or somebody's trying to read your energy or read your accent. Maybe you moved. Maybe you were together when you guys were from the same city, same environment. You moved away, right? All of a sudden, you sound different in the way you speak. Accent could also be symbolic in terms of how you speak, how you're coming off, your demeanor. Okay, maybe you were a bit reserved, a bit coy when you were dealing with this person, and they like that. Now you're in your power. You have a different type of energy to you, vibe to you, and well, it's not that fragile person. Sorry to say that you were before, and I feel like that's a shocker to them. I kind of feel like a lot of them feel like you didn't have the gumption or the cojones, the balls to surpass them. When stand up for yourself, claim your power. They thought you will always be wrapped around their finger, because that's how they moved. Collective. But yeah, anyone you can think of that has been in this very karmic, toxic frequency, environment, person towards you, think of it, okay? Think of it heavy. You know who they are, okay? This is not something new. It's just been a long journey. I feel like whatever happened on the 15th was the fucking last straw for a lot of you guys. But then again, I'm kind of remembering the first part, because I will have to say this, collective. I did like 8 minutes. I got a phone call, which is also symbolic. I feel like somebody wants to deflect, distract, or belittle what took place. Because some of you guys, I said in the first part, you will be open to have a conversation with this person again. And where's the card? It's going to create an obstacle again. I'm not going to lie. It's going to create an obstacle. And I don't like it for you. But I do feel like some of you guys, even if you're going to be in your power, I don't feel like it's worth it. That's the thing. You can definitely have a convo with them, because you're definitely going to be the wolf instead of the sheep. You get it? Right? I just don't feel like it's worth it. But, what I'm seeing here is sinister, okay? Somebody being sinister, in terms of the letters here. Some of you guys could have dealt with a person that is sinister, okay? And I'm also seeing here something about being very irritated very easily, okay? For some of you guys, an ex is the person that's the wolf, okay? Something about you looking beautiful, finer than ever. Listen, the way, I don't like it. Anyways, something about A sandwich, BLT, maybe you were like a secretary to this person, or like this is what I mentioned before. There's definitely power difference and the need of control. You might view it as love at some point, but it was a need of control to stroke their ego. For some of you guys, they treated you like a submissive soulmate, but not in a submissive soulmate in terms of having control over you. Okay, they love people in submission. Okay, so or you were actually a secretary or for this person, but it's not in that. I'm gonna say this: either you work for them and they treated you like shit, or you mixed business and pleasure and they still treated you like shit. So I don't know. Okay, something of that nature. Okay, something about the vault. Okay, maybe there's something hidden, like a secret or something, or they know that you know, and this is why they're trying to mend the hatch, fix the thread of it all. Something about being down. So somebody might come in and be like, I've been depressed, I've been, you know, kind of like really down lately. I'm seeing hair. No is a full sentence. Okay, maybe you were depressed at some time and they didn't think that you were depressed, or they didn't want to take it to heart. You know, when I said something is sinister, I feel like that's the basis of this reading. Okay, I'm also seeing rent. Some of you guys could have lived with this person, or maybe they didn't pay you what you deserved if you worked for them, or maybe you were codependent on them. They knew you couldn't leave because you were depending on this person. Okay, that type of dynamic is also relevant, and they love that shit. Now you're in your power. Now you have become the wolf. Now you have done checkmate. Okay, game over. All of a sudden they want to be at your beck and call. I don't like it, collective. I don't like it. Okay, don't let me start singing. I don't like it for you at all. And if we're gonna go straight to the title, I don't feel like that's the case, but you know, for funsies, for some of you guys, it's somebody you have. Actually, this could resonate. Some of you guys, it's a baby daddy. Okay, that was this controlling, like somebody that you have kids by. Okay, and what I wanted to say that may not resonate is somebody that could be your father, acting like your father, you know, a father figure, pun intended. Okay, the card flew down and it was one of those seeing your picture, missing you, you know, feeling sad and not sure what to do. The thing is, it's just a facade. It's a facade because the reality is their ego got hurt. They want you to stroke it back. They want you guys to repeat the cycle. Okay, and I say no. Will they try to reach out to you? I kind of feel like they will. Because of their ego, I feel like they will. A lot of them will try to come in with the sympathy waterworks, but heavy on, we can build a friendship, we can build something where it's gonna be like, you might think it's, and this is only for the people that would be open to have a discussion with them, because you might think that you can in control and they want to have a friendship. Again, it's just a strategy to pull you back in the same fucking cycle. Okay, so just be mindful, use discernment. Like I said before, energy wise, I'd rather not you have any type of connection with this person. I'd rather you win from a distance than in person. Like, you don't have to rub it in their face, because I feel like they don't need to be near you at all. But for those that are going to be open to have a discussion at some point with this person, make sure it stays on topic and no other no other relationship gets formed. Okay, so for instance, this discussion is to discuss what took place so you guys can have closure and peace. Fuck it, if it strokes their ego at that point, it will be the last, and it will be the first and last time. Okay, Because I feel like somebody wants to pull the energy of like, but we can build this, right? Or have built this for you, collective, or let's start a friendship. I'd rather not. The person that had power over you once want to have power over you again, and they're very smart and they're very calculating. And they're very karmic. All right, so we're gonna leave it as such, okay? And yeah, we're gonna leave it as such. Let's do new energy, because I'm like annoyed, like for real. Let's do good energy for those that are watching this. First of all, I want to commend you for claiming back your power. I want to commend you for standing on business when it comes to yourself. I want to commend you for not being swayed. I want to commend you for seeing who you truly are, because all of this is a lesson, okay? For some of you guys, it was just not inevitable, because the experience that you dealt with this person, it's not a small thing, okay? This is the type of experience where this could have put you 6 feet under mentally. Like, it's not an easy thing. Like, it's almost like dealing with a narcissist, and everybody is like, what do you mean they're a narcissist? They did this for you, that for, and I feel like lyric by lyric, it goes back to what Taylor Swift says in her song. Why is she hating the people that helped her build her brand, made her successful? You get it, you know? Somebody's very smart. I say this to say your go-to good advice right now, collective, work with spirit, work with your intuition, wherever spirit team, God, universe is guiding you. Be in balance with that. It's going to benefit you a lot, okay? Also see the bigger picture. Lastly, love is coming towards you because you finished this fucking lesson. It hasn't been easy, but this lesson and you standing up for yourself, claiming your power, is opening up possibilities that you cannot imagine. Listen, freedom is yours. You finished the race. I'm so, like, chef kiss, okay? Because it's not easy, okay? Collective, I don't know if we did the initials. I think we did, though. I feel like I want to do more, but I feel like I've said all I need to say. And on that note, until next time, see you in the next reading.